teaches, the seasons renew, the mountains and beaches, I walk with you. Our road is a story without any end, till Carolina comes home again.
Come to Asheville to get well, come to Asheville to heal, come to Asheville to find your best creative space. I mean, we've had a long literary history for that. We've had a long music history for that. So what a great way then to build a studio to be able to make that sort of next generation of music happen in North Carolina. Our first studio was the first United Methodist Church, and we tried to keep as much original as possible. So a lot of the lights, a lot of the wood, a lot of the doors are even original, where we just basically split the doors and insulated them. We built the control room is where the pulpit was, and we matched all the woodwork to the rest of the rest of the space. And then the same thing, our second studio, our APS studio, is the original Salvation Army of Asheville, and so it's got the original floors in it. We tried to keep as much original as possible. It's an everyday hustle to keep rooms like this going. You know, with the change in technology and how people can record at home, rooms like this are more of a dying breed, but people still want this space and experience, and there's definitely been a trend more towards back to that.
Never fade. What's left behind us is the love we had then. Oh, Carolina comes home again.
We've recorded all sorts of people. So we've had over 200 bands come in the studio, and we've done all sorts of projects here over the last 12 and a half years. The Avett Brothers, Band of Horses, these are folks that come back sort of time and time again. We've also, I mean, we've recorded a ton of local bands. It's also really important to us to always be a resource for musicians in North Carolina. Everybody's treated the same here. Whether you're somebody who's recording demos for the first time ever and you've never had experience being in a studio, or you're Steve Martin, we recognize that it's not easy to make this happen, especially for the first time. It costs money, it can be nerve-wracking, and so we try to create the best possible experience for anybody, no matter who they are.
Summer is over, frost in the field.
We try to never turn anybody away. We realize the experience of creating music is such an important and delicate and special process. So we try to create the best possible environment for people to have to be their most creative. You know, North Carolina has a rich history of music, and I think that there's definitely something to the fact of coming to a place that has those sort of roots, you know, whether you want to call it sort of weird, spiritual, whatever you want to call it, but I really think that that is something that exists. It's easy to be creative in Asheville, and it's easy to be, I think, creative in North Carolina. It's such a beautiful space, such a beautiful place. It just inspires you to want to make something beautiful because you can be inspired by what's around you.
When Carolina